What's up, Hollywire? It's Zhavia.
What's up, Hollywire? My name is Kel Gibbons, and I am sitting here with the beautiful and the talented Miss Zhavia Ward. Thanks for hanging out with us today. So I want to know a little bit what you were doing before your audition for the Four, where you were, what you were doing before the Spotlight.
Before the Four, I was working on an EP that I'm very glad I did not put out because I went on the Four, and here I am working on my new EP.
Right.
And it's a lot better, I'll tell you that. I'm really proud of it, and it's coming out at the top of the year.
That's awesome. So on the Four, you worked with some of the most iconic names in music: Diddy, DJ Khaled, Meghan Trainor. What was it like working with those names at such a young age?
It was really awesome, and my favorite, I would have to say, was Fergie.
Really?
Because I've always been a fan of her ever since I was younger. I would just dance to her music and sing. Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas, grew up with Fergalicious, yeah.
Yeah, that was my shit. So, yeah, it was really awesome meeting her. She was super sweet. The sweetest person I've ever met, so.
That's great.
Yeah.
You did some dope covers, some really dope covers. Your audition song was Location. And then you did Rihanna, my favorite person in the world, Rihanna. You did Man Down. And then you did Cardi B, and you showcased a little bit of rap skills. How did you make all your song choices?
Most of the songs I got to pick the ones that I really wanted. And then you also have to consider singing other people's songs on TV. Not all of them get approved. So sometimes you don't get to sing the songs that you want to sing. You know what I mean?
So you didn't always just get your first choice.
Yeah, but in the end of the day, the favor is towards the artist. You know what I mean?
Right. So your process before these performances, even on the Four and off the Four, do you get nervous? What's your stage process?
I can say most of the time I didn't have any nerves. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was just me getting to perform, and it was really sick. But I feel sometimes for my own shows I get more nervous because my expectations for myself are very high. So I want to put on a good show for my fans. Because they're there to see me.
Right. So you're signed with Columbia now, which is huge. Walk me through that. How did that go down?
After the show, BB Rexa had a songwriting party for women, and she invited me, which was really awesome. And I met Jenna Andrews, and she's my A&R now. But she was just talking to me and asking me questions about after the show. She was like, "Oh, are you signed yet?" And I was like, "No, I'm not signed yet." And she's like, "Oh, really? That's crazy." So a few weeks later, I heard from Columbia Records,
super casual,
that they wanted to sign me, and it was really awesome. It was really exciting.
Yeah, that's amazing. When Deep Down came out, I played it on repeat. I think that's such a dope song, and apparently Missy Elliott does too.
Yeah.
So what is this I hear about her hopping on the remix, and when can I hear that?
Oh my gosh, I wish. She replied to, I guess a fan retweeted something. She was just saying that she loved the song and that she thought it was fire. And I was like, what?
This is my request to Missy Elliott. Please do this remix. I grew up with Missy, so that would be ideal to hear.
No, that would be awesome.
And you did the Deadpool 2 soundtrack with Diplo, French Montana, and Lil Pump.
Yeah.
There are more major names that you're attached to right now. What's the most memorable thing about working with those three?
I think the funnest scene was when we were filming next to the car that was on fire.
Yeah.
It was actually on fire. That's not effects.
Oh,
it was
they
actually
set a car on fire.
Yeah, and it was nice because it kept me warm. It was cold outside.
I saw your first single, Candlelight, is obviously a very powerful, beautiful song.
Thank you.
I saw an interview you did with Genius sort of breaking down the lyrics, and I was curious for myself, just how did you bring yourself out of that dark space that sort of inspired that song?
I think what brought me out of that dark space is remembering who I am and who I'm meant to be. I have the control to be the best possible version of myself. That's all in my hands. So if I want to be that, I can be that. And that's what you gotta tell yourself, I
I love that. Your single 100 Ways is out now, and it's awesome. tell me what that song means to you.
100 Ways was produced by one of my favorite producers, Oak, and I actually met him in Bali at a songwriting camp, and ever since then we've been working together. It's about how in my life I've learned that no matter what obstacle comes at me, that I'll always find a way around it because of the passion and love that I have for what I do and who I am.
That's dope. Okay, Hollywire, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.